This is an open letter for FCC, Federal Communications Commission, Federal Communication Commission, and BCC or CC2 Spectrum, Internet providing company, Spectrum, Internet or Spectrum, Internet access. Here's the thing, folks. The reason this is personal, but the reason I'm making this video is because I have a feeling this has been repeating a lot lately, or forever apparently. Who knows? So I think this my personal problem issue with Spectrum Internet might actually be a lot of people's issue. It's just that nobody bothers to check with other people exactly how many people have this problem. First of all, FCC, I believe, right? Mr. FCC, folks, you guys, Federal Communications Commission, you guys seems to be a lot like the SEC. Very much you're sitting on your hands apparently until you legislature sends something up, so you enact. If you're waiting for legislature is not moving anytime soon from the shape of it. Some people are still represented, and the reason is simple. The legislature, if FCC, you're waiting for some kind of legislature to come true, so you enact on it in order to protect the consumers. Don't wait, because legislature is in conflict, because a large portion of legislature are there because of large corporations. And a small group has realized that they're representing the people, so not the corporations. So you're going to have a conflict there. It has reached the boiling point, so you're going to have a conflict there. So don't wait for a legislature to come and help you and give you a mandate. Like SEC has, when there is nothing been said about cryptocurrencies and these charlatans who are privately managing it, FTX and FXT and TTT and CCC, they keep going under and busted, and it's clear they were scamming and scheming the whole way through. So SEC has sat on their head and done nothing about cryptocurrency, while these people have been ripping people off for a long time, because I guess you didn't have the legislature coming up from the legislation coming up from the legislature, so you keep sitting on your hand while these rip-offs are taking place. That with regards to cryptocurrencies and all of that, with regards, for example, this video with regards to FCC, Federal Communications Commission. If you're waiting for the legislature to send some kind of a memo up to you and telling you what you should or should not do, don't wait. You go ahead, you do the right thing, Mr. FCC, people at the FCC. That means try to prevent these corporations from trying to rape their consumers. The consumers, all of them, including me. I feel violated, and I will go through it right now. Here, I feel violated multiple times by Spectrum. I felt. Here's how it worked out. Just at the end of this short story, I want you to tell me whether you think I'm the bad guy here. Last year, during the Hurricane Ian, I got my internet cable got knocked loose off the pole. The Spectrum internet cable that brought a cable from the main pole to my pole and from my pole to my house. This got knocked off my pole, the one that's in my property. Got knocked off, and it was halfway in the middle of the road. I noticed that, but I still had connection, internet connection. So I noticed it, and I, somehow jerry-rigged it so it would stay up. I couldn't put it on the goddamn pole because it's like 30 foot, 40 foot high. However high these, electric poles are. It was way high above what I could safely thought I could reach. So I couldn't go up there and install it myself. So I jerry-rigged it. It stood at a height. It wasn't at the regular height. It was a little lower, but for that point, it was higher than any car or truck that would go under it. So I thought should be safe until hurricane is over and these guys, a couple of months passes and these guys have more time on their hand, because I know I couldn't call them right then and there or after a hurricane because I jerry-rigged it and it was working. So I let them, it didn't bother Spectrum, let them do their emergency business, waited for 3-4 months, 5 months, maybe 6 months I had internet, everything was fine. Sometimes it got a little busy, but still, and all the trucks were passing under the cable. It was just fine. But I would get, disconnected from time to time until one day I called them. I was still working fine with some disconnection during windy times. I called them and asked them for somebody 6 months after a hurricane. I jerry-rigged it. Now I called them to send somebody to service this, hang it on the pole so we wouldn't have any issues during the next hurricane. So he came and they sent a repair serviceman. He came and with a van and a metal aluminum ladder on top of it. So he saw the problem and he said, oh, okay, no, this I'll go hang it up on the pole, but over here that it's you have, because I had to tie the wire, the coaxial wire, so it would be shortened so it will stay higher. So I had to, I made a very loose knot. That's why it had some kind of confusion from time to time. The coaxial cable had a very loose knot on it to shorten the length so, we could do business. So this guy came and said, oh, this is a bad thing. You made this like this. You shouldn't tie this, and okay, I will fix it. So he went and put part of the cable back on the pole and then came and fixed this right in the middle. He put two coaxial connectors together and then cut the steel wire that is attached to this coaxial wire that is supposed to stabilize this coaxial wire. He just cut it and left it loose. So this coaxial cable is hanging all by itself by just the two connectors that he just pressed on with his tool, and the whole cable this connector has to be able to hold the whole cable together without the stabilizing steel cable. So I'm not a cable guy, but when I saw his work, I said, dude, this is gonna come off because that steel cable is not there. You just cut both sides and the whole thing is connected to I think I didn't want to hurt his feelings, so I said, hey, I don't think this is gonna hold. He said, no, this is just, we're doing it as exactly told us to do. They told us to do it like this. That I know what I'm doing. Like, okay, I didn't push it, so because I still had cables with them. So he did a bad jerry rig, and the first wind that came within a month of his arrival, that was in 2023, beginning of 2023. Within a month, I would say probably April, May. So it was 6 months after Hurricane Ian. So April, May, this guy came in. Within a month, we had a couple of winds, and within a month, that, as I predicted, that that connection of this coaxial cable came apart. Okay, I don't want to, do it myself because, I don't have the connections, and especially I don't have that tool that crimps that connection, because I don't have that crimper, and that crimper is very expensive. I don't want to go and buy a big expensive crimper to crimp my own fucking coaxial connector. So anyway, like most people, so I called them, the guy came, and I said, dude, just last month your cousin came and he fucked it up like this, and it just came apart. And I explained to the cable guy how to fuck around a fucking cable. Okay, he understood somewhat, but he didn't change the whole cable from my box to my pole to their pole. He didn't do that. He changed from my box to the pole and went and put the connector up there on the pole, sort of like, and I guess strengthened the steel cable, didn't cut it this time, or maybe he did again. That steel cable has to be somehow connected, probably with another expensive tool. The two cables, the steel cables that are next to the coaxial cable, that are holding this fucking coaxial cable, the two steel cables have to be somehow tightened so they would actually continue doing their job, that is stabilizing the fucking coaxial cable. The first one cut it. The second one took the connection back up to the pole and put the connection over there and renewed this smaller coaxial cable line. He renewed the smaller piece coaxial cable line and he put the connector up there. But I kind of, after what happened, I kind of doubt he, again, he didn't attach the steel cables together. So apparently up there as well. Although I told him, did you attach this, are the steel cables holding on to something, or you just cut them like the last guy? He said, no, they're good. Okay, fine. Now this is a pole that is, I think it's 30-40 foot pole. It's not as high as a regular pole, but it's not, I wouldn't feel comfortable going up a ladder, aluminum ladder that is opened up, and it's about, I think, 30-40 feet, so I wouldn't feel comfortable going there, especially with my ladder. So this guy, the second guy, went up 340 feet up in the air and jerry-rigged it. Even I could tell that this is not a good idea. I mean, a large man, an adult man, going up to the, opening up a ladder to its, wall ladders that are in two pieces and they open up, and I believe the two together cover at least 30 feet. So this large adult male has to go on top of this ladder at 30-40 feet just with this ladder. I wouldn't do it. These guys are doing it. Good for them. But the point is this, that this guy did it. Apparently he didn't do it good because he was, a large man on top of a very shaky ladder. You try to take it easy, not do too much hustling up there. And I understand. So apparently he jerry-rigged it too, because a week later, I had no internet. I called them. This is, imagine, in a matter of 40 days. This is the third time the serviceman that they're sending in a matter of 40 days. So I waited 6 months after hurricane, called the guy who first fixed it. His fix lasted a month. The guy who second fixed it, his fix lasted a week. Now I'm on my third service call. Okay, internet goes out. At night has gone out. In the morning, I don't have internet. First thing, 8, 9, I call them until I get them. They say, please send a service person here because your second guy also fucked up. And, okay, they say, we don't have anything for today. Imagine I'm calling at 9, 10 o'clock in the morning. I need internet because, my whole life is on the internet. So I make my food on internet. So the guy says, but tomorrow afternoon, between 4 and 5 is available. I'm like, so you're telling me today is not available, then tomorrow is not available in the morning until like 4 in the afternoon? And she says, yes. I'm like, are you kidding me? And she said, no, I'm not kidding. So, do I have any choice? Nope. So I wait, and I need to do business. I'm back on my business, and I'm screwed. So a day and a half later, you know, you wait all day, and then the next day until 4 o'clock, until the guy shows up. So imagine, this is the third service guy who was showing up 2 days after, like more than 48 hours, maybe 48 hours after you called. More. It's like one full day, and then 6, 7, 8 hours. That's 20, it's 30 something. So the point is this, 32. After 32 hours, the guy shows up, and he looks up, he goes and sees the problem. I explain for the third time. He goes and sees the problem. Then he comes and says, and then while we are talking and he's looking, we hear a rumbling in the sky. It's that time of the year in this area. 6 months a year, somewhere is raining. A little below you, a little above you, over you. Somebody's having rain because it's that time of year in this area. So there's a rumbling in the sky, and I'm sure there is some kind of a rain coming. But then he says, "Oh, no, I can't go up the ladder today," and he starts going around that area. I'm like, dude, I need the internet. I've been waiting for 32 hours already. What do you mean you can't go up the ladder? He said, yeah, that we can't because there's a rumbling, it's dangerous, and it's OSHA, and it's POSHA, and it's... I said, yeah, I understand, but I didn't want to tell him that, okay, this rumbling was on the other side of the county, so it has little to do with this area. Please go up the fucking ladder and do a job. But he said, no. He said, I didn't say that, and I let it slide because you still need internet. So I didn't say any of that you're talking nonsense. But apparently he's also not a fan of going up 30 feet in the air. I'm sure he's not a fan of that either. So as much as he can, he tries to avoid going up a fucking metal ladder up 30 feet in the air, trying to do a delicate job of attaching wires. So he doesn't want to do it. So he called it in, and he says, according to, I'm calling in to say this is a dangerous condition. There is a chance of being electrocuted. I understand. Okay, fine. I understand. It's a chance of electrocution. Bad idea. I understand that. But why is this guy showing up with a ladder to a job that is obviously very much to do with a 30-foot pole? Why is a guy with a ladder showing up? That's my question. I understand he's afraid, and he should be, but not if he was in a truck with a lift and an insulated bucket at the fucking end that he can rise up to small distance, this distance, which is quite a short distance, relatively speaking, on an insulated bucket, and do the job on a machine that is designed for this purpose. I'm sure he can do the job, this small job, which will not take half an hour. This is like 15-minute job up there. If you're comfortable standing in a bucket with total security in a bucket on a lift truck, you are comfortable enough that you can do the job in 15 minutes up there. But no, that's not what came to fix the cable for me. It was a man with a ladder. I'm somewhere, something like you would expect in Nigeria, in India. It's like so My point is this. This man didn't go up, and while on the phone with his people to tell him that he's not going up the ladder, he tells me, I can also hear, he put it on speakerphone, and then I start, he brings me into the conversation, and it becomes clear that the next available appointment is tomorrow at 3 o'clock. Imagine that. You were waiting for this guy to come for 32 hours. He came, and he wasn't, he didn't want, he didn't have the right tools to perform his job. So, they don't have anything available from now, 4 o'clock in the afternoon, till 3 o'clock tomorrow afternoon. There is nothing available in the morning. Nobody available. So you're thinking to yourself, what's going on here? She on the phone, she's telling me, yes, we can send somebody at 3 o'clock tomorrow afternoon. I'm like, ma'am, I already have 32 hours been waiting for this, and you're telling me you don't have anything for another 24 hours? And she's like, yeah, sorry, period. Yes, sorry, period. Couple of times I try to, explain to her that it's for people, internet is, is bread. I eat. And she said, yeah, sorry, no availability of service, man. Okay, fine. So as soon as this gentleman left, I'm like, this is bullshit. I remember there's a Verizon store. I remember there's an ad about 5G Verizon connection. And I picked up the ad, went to the store. Right after this service guy left, and my appointment was set for the next day, 3 o'clock. And this is the confirmation of that service appointment. It was sent to me on the 21st of June, and it's an email, 21st of June, that your appointment is set for 22nd of June, 3 p.m. This is the email confirmation. So email confirmation came, but I jumped in my car and went to Verizon store to get to see what they're talking about 5G box. I obviously these people can't fucking put a cable together on a fucking pole that would stay. So they couldn't put a wire on a pole that would stick. So I went to their competitors who had a 5G and didn't need cable. Right on time. Okay, I went there. They also told another lie. They said first 30 days free, which brought me to the store. But later on, after 30 days, they told me that, that 30 days is only free if you give the service back. But if you plan on keeping the service, that day cost you $60 or 60 something dollars. I'm like, okay. Again, FCC. If you're waiting for legislature, these guys are fucking us while you're waiting for legislature, like the SEC. What is this waiting for the legislature? Folks, democracy it's not really right after the revolution or a coup d'etat. Democracy is good because democracy, the rich people haven't got much influence in that, after war, civil war, revolution, whatever, within the short period of after that, rich people don't have much influence over who's running the country. So people take a break. The poor people, can breathe. But up to that point, it seems all democracies, from Rome from the Greek to the Romans to anybody else in the pink skin area of the world in Europe tried democracy. This happens every time. The British have got done away with it at all. They have kept the monarch, and this guy has to get his orders from the monarch. they don't even have this illusion that the people that are in charge. The British had got away with the illusion as well. So it's like, no, he's not in charge. He goes and kisses her hand or his hand now. So England, those fucker guys are always going to be fuckers. But the point is this: the rest of Europeans who have tried this have tried to make up an illusion that the people are really in charge. No, they're not. Whoever pays, whoever has, friendly, relationship with politicians, gets his say done. Because if you have a yacht and you can invite a politician into your yacht, and apparently recently a Supreme Court judge, if you have a yacht, there is a possibility that you can invite the Supreme Court judge into your yacht. But if you don't have a yacht, you don't get to possibly rub shoulder with the Supreme Court judge. So this, and politicians were like this. Now it seems the judges are in the same boat. It's a democracy. You fucking people. Fucking people on earth. All. Here's the thing, folks. My people at FCC and my people as SEC and TEC and GEC and BEC, you start writing your own memos and executing what you think is the right thing to do to protect the consumers. These folks, these folks are paying the politician not to send up legislature to you. Do you think Spectrum is going to, throw a banquet and invite a bunch of politicians and tell them that, you want to protect your people, you should try to protect your people. We're coming up with this plan to, push another 2 inch in. So you should come up with the legislature to prevent this. We are planning on this. You should come up with. You think they invite them to explain to them that? Oh fuck. What they do is they invite them to these banquets and to these yachts and to this and to that, and tell them that we're going to stiff our consumers in this way, and you look the other way, and the politician looks the other way. And if enough of them look the other way, then you can, penetrate deep as a corporation. Okay, here's the thing. So I got the Verizon box. I came and installed it. I'm getting good reception, and not in this side or that side, but I get in one side, and that's good enough. I'm getting reception. I got internet. Everything is good. I used it that night, do my job. I was behind up to 2-3 in the morning, and then next morning, first thing I got up and said, okay, I got to call the Spectrum people, cancel the appointment for 3 o'clock this afternoon, and thank them for their service, and thank them for taking my money for 7 years, something in the area of $65 a month, or $60 a month, $57 a month. $57 a month for 7 years. I paid you and you provided me with the service. Thank you very much. Have a nice day. And that was the gist of what I said once I found somebody on the line with regards to cancellation of my services with Spectrum, because I had Verizon at that point. And a guy came online, I explained to him, and this was the short version of what I explained to him. And he said he started for the next 15 minutes. Every time he started a different sales pitch that he's supposed to go, a different script that he's supposed to go over to try to prevent me from leaving. And I knew these are all the scripts that he has to go over so he can get paid at the end of the month. So I said, okay, no, thank you, no, thank you, no, thank you. Every time he started a new script, at the beginning of the script, I told him, no, thank you. So that was basically it, or I thought. I said, okay, cancel. He said, yes, canceled. After 20 minutes of wrangling with him, he canceled. Okay. He said he canceled. Okay, thank you very much. Have a nice day. Now, thank you very much. Have a nice day. He canceled, but then at the end of the month, I was checking my bills, and it came out that they charged me $57. And I'm like, the guy gave me his word. I know I don't have an email confirming that I have requested cancellation. I know that he didn't send me an email, but he basically told me yes. After 20 minutes of cajoling with me, he basically said, okay, cancel. But they charged me. They charged my credit card. So I called. I called them and said, and they charged my credit card. Let me go over the dates. And June 21st, on June 22nd, I got the internet. On June 23rd, June 21st, I got the Verizon wireless. On June 22nd, I called them to cancel my Spectrum. On June 22nd, I called them, June 22nd, 2023. I called them to cancel my Spectrum subscription. Okay. On June 17th, they had charged me $57. And on June 17th. On June 22nd, I canceled with them. On June 17th, they had charged me. So on June 22nd, that I canceled, at the end of June, I called them. I said, what the hell is going on? You charged me. I canceled on June 22nd. I didn't know they had already withdrawn on June 17th. I don't know for which month, the last month or the front month. And if you're withdrawing for the front month and 2 days later the guy calls and says, no, thank you, you keep the whole month? But they didn't. I called them at the end of June. I said, at the beginning of July, and say, you know, what the hell? I canceled. I have a Verizon for the past 3 weeks. 3 weeks I have had Verizon. What's going on? They say, okay, sorry, here's your money back. I said, okay, thank you very much. We refunded the money. Okay, please send me cancellation confirmation. And that's when the childish game started, because they kept on saying that, no, we don't send cancellation confirmation. I said, what do you mean you don't? You send me 1,000 other emails during the week and the month trying to force me to buy some more of your product. But now that I wanted cancellation confirmation, one small email that says we agree to cancel the services of this address, you don't send me. He said, yeah, no, we can't. I'm like, what are you talking about? No exaggeration, about 20 minutes I was on the phone, and we went back and forth with 3 of them. And with all of them, we went back and forth for maybe every time for 10 seconds that I would say, please send me a cancellation confirmation. We can't send you a cancellation confirmation. Please send me a cancellation confirmation. We can't send you a cancellation. It's like with each of these 3, with each of them at least 20 seconds, we went back and forth literally on this childish back and forth. With 3 of them. And why I was, obviously there's a problem that they don't want to send cancellation confirmation. And I already see it, because I didn't get cancellation confirmation from the first one. They charged me. Again. Because they didn't send me cancellation confirmation. Obviously that's why they don't send cancellation confirmation. Because if they do, the next time they charge you, they can't say sorry, we didn't remember. So they don't send cancellation confirmation for the sole purpose of charging you again. And if you catch them, they refund your money, but then they now charge you the next month. No, you catch them, they give you the money, then they charge you the next month. And meanwhile, they don't send out cancellation confirmation. A 5-year-old kid understands this tactic. The people of legislature have not come across it, have not figured out this is a tactic to screw people. Nobody came up with the memo for it in the FCC to prevent these people from screwing people? Apparently not. So after the second call, it was August the 3rd. This was the second call, I believe. And I called my bank. I called my credit card company. They said they're not going to send the cancellation confirmation email or mail or anything that they confirm that this service is canceled. So, and they charged me twice for it and refunded the money twice for it. So after the second time, it's sort of like this is not working out. They're going to charge me next month again, and we're going to go through the same routine again. And I don't have that, I don't have the patience for this bullshit. So I called on August 3rd, the same day that I had a problem with these people. I called my credit card company. I said, okay, hey, credit card company, please block these people from withdrawing money from my account, because as you can see, twice now they refunded my money because I canceled with them, and they refunded, but they're not sending me a cancellation confirmation. I told this to my credit card company. So I said, first of all, do you see the refund? I think she said, yes, I see the refund. I told her, do you see the 2 refunds? She said, yes, I see the 2 refunds. So I told her that you understand that I can't be lying, because there are 2 refunds and I canceled my subscription with these motherfuckers at Spectrum. So obviously they're insistent on not sending me a cancellation confirmation, means that they want to try to screw me again. So please block them from my credit card. And the credit card company basically said, we can't. I said, why? They said, because there are certain entities that the government has told us we cannot block them from your card. And I'm like, so anybody else who tries to rape me, you're gonna help me block them. But if these guys try to rape me, you have to look by the other way. By law? Here's to the legislature. Here's to the gold bars. And then you wonder why January 6th happened. It was the Bastille Day. A very retarded Bastille Day, but nevertheless, an attempt at the Bastille Day. So, the lady said, okay, but you have one option. We can't block them, but you have one option. You can change your card number. We send you a new card. We cancel this card. We send them a new card, and you use that. Like, okay, I've done it before. I do it again, no problem. Send me a new card. So the guy, while she's doing the thing with the card, she lets me know that, and by the way, this new card, it will not automatically send a new updated information to the vendors that you're working with, to people who have your record on records. It will not send this automatically. It will not update them with your card's information, because if we allow that to happen, Spectrum is going to get your new card number. So your problem is going to remain the same, and they're going to charge you again. At this point, the credit card company knows what's going on. So I said, okay, new card. And then she said, you have to go to each and every one of the people you do business with and update the card numbers directly with them yourself, manually. I said, okay, I guess after 7 years of paying, Spectrum, $57 a month for a so-so internet connection, I guess, I have to jump through hoops to get out of their snare. Okay, I got the new card, went and updated manually, and I thought I'm safe. We are done with Spectrum. I got 2 refunds, then I didn't want them to charge me again, so I fraudulently tried to charge me again. So I've got a new card, and I'm manually uploading my information into the systems of people I do business with. Okay, fine, we are done. No, we weren't. For 7 years they've been banging me, and they don't want to, part ways. Amicably, at least. So I think on October 5th, 6th or 7th, it was a couple of 3-4 days ago, 5-6 days ago. And the reason I waited 5 to 6 days to make this open letter, the reason I had to wait 5 to 6 days was because I was so mad. It's like I kept on. I remember the word Spectrum, and I would start screaming. It's like, it's a kind of post-traumatic post-traumatic syndrome kind of thing, that because this happened on October 6th or 7th. This happened. A woman called, supposedly from Spectrum, stating that what do I want to do with this $57 late payment before they send it to collection. She wanted to know what should they do with the if I'm going to pay the $57 fee that I owe them for, I guess, the month after June, for the month of August. For the month of August, they charged me. They tried to charge me. Obviously, it it didn't go through because I got a new card. So for the month of August, as usual, after talking with 5 people over there, they still didn't cancel my subscription, and they tried to charge for the month of July, for the month of August, and they weren't able. September, not able. So she calls me on October 6th or 7th, and she says, yep, you owe us $57. We tried to charge you, it didn't go through. Do you want to pay it, or you want us to send it to a credit card to the collection company? That was the gist of it, and that's when I lost it. I start screaming. I didn't say anything well, I did say a few profane things, but it was, I'm sorry, it just blew my mind that twice they tried to charge, twice they refunded, and then they still didn't cancel. I still didn't have a cancellation confirmation from them. Nothing. I had nothing from them with regards to this cancellation, and they keep charging until they can't charge anymore. They charge one last time, and then that last time, I guess their system says, okay, we're not going to provide them with the internet because they didn't pay for last month. So I guess that's the cancellation thing. It's like their system, Spectrum system, only cancels if they don't get paid for a month. That's when they cancel. There is no pre-order of cancellation. It's sort of like, no, you owe us one last round. You owe us one last fuck. This is the view of Spectrum with regards to its customers. You owe us one last fuck. So I lost it. I started screaming at her. I was like, what the fuck are you talking about? So here's the thing. Now, sort of like, oh yeah, some another similar thing happened. I'm sure this is happening a lot to a lot of people. So, legislature, do you want to legislate for the people? Maybe once, or people as at the FCC, do you want to do your job without relying too much on legislature input or output? The legislature is not doing any output because the input is not good. The input are representative of corporations, and they actually get paid to make sure the system continues. They get paid not to protect the consumer, the average Joe, because in not protecting the average Joe, the millionaire Jill can make a whole bunch of money. So my point is this, folks at the spectrum, just based on the principle, because of the principle, I'm not going to pay you this money. Twice you had to refund my money, and I had to change my credit card, and you forced me to jump through the hoops, and now you're threatening to send a fraudulent $57 charge to collections and forcing me to pay or make my credit go bad. Make my credit go bad. This is a scam you guys came up with anyway. All of you at the top echelon of the pink skin society. This is the whole thing that you came up with. And by the way, it's sort of like, this is when you come and when somebody may turn around and say, this is a system you want to export to the rest of the fucking planet. I mean, with regards to your democracy and these corporations and such power that they have, and that that your legislature basically lets everything slide up my ass and up your ass, and you want to export this? You want to export this? So good. So good. Literally, when she said what she said, I was like, I lost it. It's sort of like I was screaming at the wall. It's sort of like, you motherfuckers, no shame. And if you agree to cancel twice, 3 times, 4 times, I got cancellation. I canceled, but after 5 people I know in that building, wherever the fuck they are, know that I wanted to cancel my subscription internet with them. 5 people. 2 people in the first time I called, or 3 people in the second time I called, or 4 people at least know. But I couldn't get a cancellation confirmation. So this shit happens for just 1 round more, and the legislature has any input for the FCC, and the FCC is sitting back and watching. And this is exportable goods. The system is exportable in your view. More people should follow.